So you want to learn Google Ads? Well, you are in the right place. My name is Emily. I have been Google Ads certified since 2017. I've managed several hundreds of thousands of dollars on Google Ads, and I am so excited to share with you what I know about Google Ads. In today's lesson, we're going to set up your Google Ads account, and I'm going to show the Google Ads account structure and how you should set your Google Ad account up. At the end, I'll have some learning activities and a learning check that you can do to test your knowledge. Let's get right to it. So first, I'm going to walk you through how to create a Google Ad account. I'm going to do this simply. I'm just setting up my account easily and not really putting any thought into the information I'm submitting. The reason for this is because Google Ads tries to make a smart campaign. And for people that just want to put something up quickly, it is a great option. However, you can become an expert in Google Ads and understand why your ads are working for you. You have the ability and the tools to really make some fine-tuning and tweaks to understand more about your business and your customer experience. Essentially, if you set your Google Ads up right, you are prepared to scale your sales. Again, remember that as we set up this Google Ad account, we're just going to breeze through it, entering the information so that Google is happy, but I will be walking through the account structure so that you can set up your account properly. Let's get to it. To open a Google Ad account, simply go to Google and search Google Ads. You'll notice that an ad for Google Ads shows up at the top. Go ahead and click on that. To create your Google Ad account for the first time, select Start Now. You'll notice that my screen has some blurred out options. I've created several accounts, business account and manager accounts. Today, you're going to create your business account. To do this, select New Google Ad Account. This is the process that Google Ads goes through to help you set up your ads account. Now remember, this is a simplified, smart version. It is good for people who just want to set up their campaigns, but for someone like you who wants to really understand how Google Ads works and implement a strong business strategy, we are just going to enter some simple information for now and visit this again later. Feel free to go ahead and select your business goal at this step. For this video, I'm going to be focusing on a business called Gravity Dice. So I'm going to be setting up this account as if I was Gravity Dice. Gravity Dice loves dice and they want to improve the dice options available, but ultimately they want to sell more dice. So the goal that we're going to select is get more website sales or signups. Some businesses may choose more calls or more store visits depending on their business goals. Select what's best for your business. Next, you'll select an option of whether or not you serve customers in your area. Gravity Dice ships dice to customers all over the world. Therefore, I'm going to choose the second option. No, I mostly serve my customers online. This may be different for your business. Select the option that is most applicable to you. In this step, you get to claim your Google Ads account for your business. Go ahead and name your Google Ads account. I highly recommend naming it your business name. This reduces confusion with ad accounts down the road, especially when you have lots of ad accounts like I do. Next, Google wants to know your website URL. This is the place that people are going to go after they click on your ads. Simply go to another Google search tab and find your website. I know the URL for gravitydice.com, so I'm just going to type it in. Feel free to do that yourself as well. In this stage, Google is crawling the site, trying to understand what the site is about. Sometimes this is really on, and sometimes it's totally off. Google will give you an example of where people come when they look at your ad. Make sure that it's right. I can confirm that that is right, so I select Next. Depending on your site, you may have Google Analytics already set up. I'm going to skip this for now. Google will ask you to confirm this action. Go ahead and select Skip. Now Google Ads is getting you all excited. They want you to write an ad. Now, remember what I said earlier. We're just setting this up now so that we can get your Google Ad account set up. There is so much to Google Ads, and I want to make sure you set it up right. So don't sweat over this ad. We're going to talk about this later to make sure that your ads make sense, entice the customer, and ultimately help you increase your sales. So use this little window as a practice exercise to talk about your product. You definitely want to include the word of the product that you're using and your brand name. As you can see, I'm typing in descriptors of the dice: metal D6 dice, gravity dice, perfectly balanced dice. I want people to know what they're looking for. You'll notice at the end of the ad that I included an invitation. We call this in marketing a call to action. This encourages people to act when they see the ad. In this ad, I said, shop for Gravity Dice now. It is great to start with a verb and end with a time frame so that people can act. You'll notice I did not include an exclamation point. This is normal. Google will reject ads that include exclamation points, all caps, and various symbols. It is good to be aware of that. Once you've created that ad, feel free to select or deselect the Show the Call button. This call button in your ad gives users an opportunity to call your business straight from the ad. This is an excellent option for restaurants or companies that take online orders. This could also be good for, say, a local tire and wheel shop where people may call quickly to get estimates for the services they're seeking. Consider your business. Is this call option good for you? If so, select it. If not, in our case for Gravity Dice, we're going to deselect that option. And then we'll click Next. You'll notice that they'll include an outline of what your ad will look like. This is very helpful so that you can visualize what your ad will look like on Google. Next, Google wants you to add some keyword themes. Keywords are terms that people search to find your ads and find your products. People don't know what they're going to find when they search these things. That's why they're asking the Google search engine for answers to their questions. So you want to think, if I were a customer, what would I search in Google to find my business? You want to enter those words, terms, or phrases here. Some of these words just don't fit well. That's okay. We're going to improve these keyword lists later. We're going to pause this ad when we're done, so don't worry about this step. You can add things if you'd like practice or simply select Next. In the next spot, Google wants to know where you want to show your ads. This is awesome because it enables you to reduce wasteful ad spend. If you have a tire and wheel shop that only has a 20-mile service radius, you would not want to show your ads beyond that radius. For Gravity Dice, they sell dice all around the world. We're specifically going to target the United States. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and put this filter in to target the United States. You can see that. Then select Next. Wonderful. So here, Google is going to ask you what daily budget you want to spend. Now, remember, we're going to pause this campaign, so don't sweat about this now, but this is a good thing to be aware of. When you set up a Google campaign, you determine how much that campaign will have to spend each day. If you have a budget that's too large, your ads will show for all possible searches, but may not use that whole budget. If you have a budget that's too low, your ads will not be able to show. It's important to note that when you select a budget, this is a daily budget. So this amount times 30.4 equates your total monthly spend. Why 30.4? Because some months have 31 days. So this will be an average throughout the year. It is also important to note that you might notice that some of your ads spend more than the daily budget. Google allows ads to spend 20% more than the allotted daily budget on a given day. But don't worry, over the course of the month, Google will not spend more than the average of your daily budget times 30.4. So as you can see here, you see the $2.80 daily budget with an $85 monthly max. You can select whatever budget for now. Again, we'll be putting this on pause. You'll learn more about campaign budgets and recommendations later. Simply select Next. At this point, Google will have you review your campaign. Review it and select Next. Now, this is the important step. Google wants to know your payment method and your payment information. This is because Google will bill you for the ad spent. This is why budgets are critical. You want to make sure you set them and don't set them for more than you can afford, because Google will spend it, especially if you have a visual or display campaign. So I will go ahead and enter my payment information. Google is excited for you. You have created your first campaign. Select Explore Your Campaign. All right, so it shows up on this metal D6 dice. Go ahead and select the pause button. This ad is a good start, but we can do a whole lot better. If you do not pause your campaign now, Google will start running it immediately, and you will be billed when you hit the certain account billing thresholds. So be sure to put that on pause, especially if you want to make sure that your campaign is set up in the right way to scale for sales. So because you are going to be an expert in Google Ads, what you see now is the simplified, or what Google calls the smart version of Google Ads. You're going to be an expert. You don't need the smart simplified version. Therefore, go to the wrench icon under Settings and change it to Expert Mode. Simply select Switch to Expert Mode. You'll notice that this brings up a lot of different options. A new toolbar on top and options on the side. I want you to pay attention to the columns on the side. You'll notice that you have a box for all campaigns. We are going to create some wonderful, robust, organized campaigns. I'm going to talk more about the Google Ad account structure here in just a few minutes. So what you see here, this bird's eye view, this is the Google Ad account. The account belongs to your brand. Within the account, you have different campaigns. Think of these as marketing campaigns. They are flights, whether they're based on promotions or geographic area, that contain products, ad groups, and keywords, terms that people use to find your products. We're going to talk some more about this Google Ad account structure. Once we learn about that, we're going to bring all of our knowledge back into Google Ads and build out the campaigns with the ad groups and the proper keywords. Are you ready to be a Google Ads expert? Well, let's learn more about the Google Ad account structure. All right, let's dive into the Google Ad account organization. As I explained, your ad account belongs to your brand. Within that account, you have a campaign or many campaigns. For the brands that I manage, I have many campaigns. We'll talk about different campaigns as we move throughout this course. Within the campaigns, you have subgroups of products, also known as ad groups. Each ad group can only lead to one landing page. So you want to make sure that all the keywords within the ad groups make sense when they lead the user to that page. So for example, to make this make sense, when you search a term, so for example, for Gravity Dice, I would search role-playing game dice. If I'm targeting that keyword in my Google Ad account, the specific ad within the ad group of the role-playing dice game would show up, and there would be a link to that product page. So as a user, I say, that sounds like it matches my query. I click on it. It takes me to the Gravity Dice role-playing dice game page, and I can select whether or not I'd like to buy that product right then and there. Does that make sense? So keywords are what people use to search for your product. Ad groups are groups of ads and landing pages that show for those keywords. Those ad groups are bundled under the campaign category, and the campaigns sit in the accounts. Don't worry, we're going to go more into this. So as you can see, here is how it looks like in the sidebar of Google. Accounts are on top because they are the biggest part of the Google Ad account. Then we have campaigns, ad groups, and keywords. You have created your Google Ad account. This is exciting. You are on your way to be a Google Ad account expert. So now we are going to talk about how you organize campaigns, ad groups within those campaigns, and the keywords for the ad groups. Like I said, there are many different campaign types. Right now, we are specifically going to talk about search campaigns. Search campaigns include sponsored answers to Google search queries. So for example, if someone is saying, buy metal dice, as a Gravity Dice metal dice seller, I want to make sure I pay to get in front of that person. Because if they are searching buy metal dice, they are ready to buy. That is worth my money to put my product in front of them. And so it is ideal to run a Google Ads search campaign in this aspect. You'll notice here that there are so many other types of Google Ad campaigns. And the exciting thing is you're going to learn all of these. Google search is just the most widely used and quite frankly, one of the easiest to set up. Hence the fact we're starting with those today. Once you understand Google search ads, the understanding for all the other ads comes quite simply, even on other platforms. All right, so as an example of this account setup, I want to go through Locals Grocery Store. So if Locals creates an ad account for themselves, they want to have campaigns within that. So they use broad product segments to split that up. I like to visually show this as you imagine yourself in a grocery store. Each section of the store is like a campaign. So you could have the bakery aisle, the dairy aisle, the meat aisle, and so many other sections of the store. So those could be separated in different campaigns. Within those campaigns, you have different products. So for the bakery aisle, you can have bread, donuts, croissants, whatever types of subgroups of those aisles. And then within that, the keywords that people would search to find those subgroups. So if Locals Grocery has a dairy campaign, they have their milk options, their butter options, their sour cream for their ad groups, and then they can have as a keyword, Daisy sour cream or generic sour cream, and show an ad to people that are within 5 miles of their store. Google search ads are amazing. There are so many levers and adjustments that you can make. And remember, you're going to be an expert in this. Just hang tight. Let's do another example for Shoe Warehouse. Shoe Warehouse can break down their Google ad account in different categories as well. When you go to Shoe Warehouse, there are lots of different types of shoes. We have tennis shoes, high heels, sandals, boots, you name it. Shoe Warehouse has decided to organize their campaigns into shoe type. And within those shoe types, they could segment the ad groups by brand or by heel height. There is a right and wrong way to set up your ad campaign. The wrong way is just by throwing it together, having one ad group, one campaign, and all of your keywords leading to your homepage of your website. Yes, I've seen that before. It is not effective. So for example, Shoe Warehouse could show an ad that says, best Nike shoes, Shoe Warehouse, get yours today. Someone could click on that ad and go to the landing page specified in the ad group where they can buy Nike shoes from Shoe Warehouse right on that page. So are you starting to understand the difference between the account, the campaigns, ad groups, and keywords? I bet you are. I want to stress that a key to successful Google advertising is proper account organization. Google rewards brands based on their user experience. If you show ads that are relevant to search queries and that people convert on, Google will show your ads more often and your ad costs will decrease. It is important to note that bidding and money is not all that wins in ad placement on Google. For example, when an ad goes to auction, so when you bid on a keyword, you say, I'm going to spend $1 on this keyword, metal dice, Google will say, well, there are 10 other people wanting to bid for metal dice, and they all bid $1, or maybe someone bid $1.20. But how do they kind of moderate these differences and decide who goes number one? Well, Google takes a couple different things into account. Google considers how often do people see your ads and click through them. This is called the click-through rate. Google also considers ad relevance. If you target the keyword shoes, but you're really advertising dice, Google will not show your ad because that does not improve the user experience. Google also takes into account the landing page experience. If Google notices that people are clicking on your ad, but quickly bouncing or backspacing on your page, not staying for long, then they assume that that must have a poor landing page experience. This often happens on mobile. Business owners forget to make their site look pretty and usable on mobile. So if you notice that your ads are not showing or you feel like you have a low ad performance, you definitely want to check your mobile performance. We'll talk more about that later. Last but not least, Google will take into account your historical ad performance. If you have ads where you spend a lot, but no one clicks on them, and when they do, they leave your site quickly, Google will not show your ads often. And they will remember your ad historical performance for a long time and charge you more to show your ads. This is why I stress the importance of setting your Google ad account up properly. And I'm going to walk you through that. How am I going to do that? Let's chat about it. So I just want to re-emphasize this account structure. I hope I have just hit it home by now. In order to set your account structure up properly, I'm going to flip this pyramid on its head. We're going to start with the keywords. I have a little exercise or template for you. Make sure you download that, and if you want, fill it out as we go. If you'd like to do it after, feel free. In this reverse account structure approach, we're going to start by writing down keywords. Think about your products and services that your business offers. What would someone search to find your business? Take 5 minutes to write these words down. These will be your keywords. You will not think of all the options that people will search. That's okay. Google has a search terms report that you can look at after your ads are launched and you've done your best, and you can pull in and remove words that perform well or do not perform well. Marketing is all about learning. So go ahead and write down those keywords. Next, we're going to talk about ad groups. Once you've written your keywords, you will look at them and think, what page would people land on to accomplish my goal? For example, for Gravity Dice, I know that people that say buy metal dice now are ready to buy. I want to lead them to a product page where they can hit buy now. For someone who's trying to get leads to do a sales call, you may want to say, sign up for a sales call now, and lead them to your sales contact us page. This act of doing what you want the user to do is called a conversion. Conversions are important because they ultimately help you reach your business goals. Conversions are different for everyone. For Gravity Dice, conversions are sales. For another product or service, say for life insurance, people are more likely to do their research and want to talk to someone before they invest in life insurance. So a conversion goal that would be good for life insurance would be contact us. So how many contacts are we getting? That is their conversion. Consider, what is your conversion or your goal that you want people to accomplish? You want to make sure that you are leading people from the keywords to the landing pages that will help you accomplish your business goal. This is why some people think marketing is tricky. We are trying to think, what do I want other people to do? How do I help them do that? You add value. You add value by answering their question and inviting them to act through your paid ads. Last but not least, we'll take these ad groups and put them into campaigns, which are larger groups of the portions that help us stay organized. Once you've done that, your account should be organized and ready for success. Let's re-emphasize this. Gravity Dice's goal is to sell dice. We're going to go through this process with Gravity Dice. We're going to write down the keywords, put them into ad groups, put those into campaigns, and upload them to our Google Ad account. Here are some keywords that I thought of. I've used other tools. There's a tool called the Keyword Planner in Google Ads. You can simply go there, select the ideas that you came up with, and Google will give you more suggestions. It is incredibly helpful and very accurate. Now, keywords aren't as simple as they look. It's easy to make a list of keywords, but there are different keyword, what we call match types. Someone can say buy metal dice today. I want to buy metal dice. And there are different ways to indicate whether or not I would want my ads to show for that. For example, We have broad match, phrase match, and exact match. Each are indicated by different punctuation. Broad match has none, phrase match includes quotes, and exact match has brackets. But what do these mean? Broad match means that there is no syntax added. It's just the word. Google uses the synonyms, misspellings, all kinds of things to match to this broad match of a keyword. So if I say my broad match is buy metal dice, a broad match keyword type will also show for buy aluminum dice or buy aluminum die. It's not exactly the same, but my ad is still eligible to show for that because I use a broad match keyword. Next, we have phrase match. You indicate phrase match in Google by surrounding your keyword with parentheses on either side. These parentheses indicate that here's my keyword or phrase. This is the quotes indicate here is my keyword phrase. I want this phrase. Anything can be before or after it, but the search query has to include this phrase in order for my ad to show. For example, if I say buy metal dice, this phrase match keyword will not show for people who say buy aluminum dice because aluminum is not equivalent to metal. So I have to have this phrase. Anything can come before or after it, but the phrase will remain the same. Lastly, in terms of keyword match types, we have exact match. So Google's a little sneaky here. They include close variants. I have had experiences in the past where the close variants were not close at all. For example, I was targeting app cloud storage where people within organizations could have apps and they could go download their apps from the cloud. Well, Google took this as cloud storage and showed it for all of the searches in cloud storage. That was a close variant that Google deemed, and it did not count as an exact match. So just always monitor your keywords. If you feel like that there are keywords in the search terms reports that don't quite make sense or will not lead users to act and accomplish your goal, then definitely be sure to remove those from your ad groups and campaigns. I will show you how to do that more later once your campaigns are launched. This is the campaign optimization process, and it is an ongoing process. It is a good thing because it helps you stay up to date on your ads and how your business is doing. The exact match keyword type is indicated by brackets. These brackets mean that here's my keyword phrase. There's nothing before it or nothing after it, and it's got to match this. Again, there may be some keyword variants. You'll definitely want to watch out for those. As you can see, I have added my keyword match type syntax. I've used broad match, phrase match, and exact match. It is good to consider, what words could possibly bring in a lot of views or impressions, but no clicks or conversions, aka sales. When you start out, just know that this may not be perfect. You'll just want to monitor your campaigns closely, and I'll give you benchmarks down the road. For now, we're just setting up your campaign so that you can get it launched and get in front of your customers when they search for your products or services. Next, we are going to form ad groups. As you look at your keywords, consider what page would be best to send people to when they search these keywords. As you can see, Gravity Dice has product section pages and product pages. I'm going to segment my keywords and form those ad groups. I'm going to send the D6 people to the D6 product page. So when people see the D6 page, they can decide what kind of D6 they want and buy it from there. I also do this with the role-playing game dice and also with the gaming accessories. Is this starting to make sense? I hope so. And I bet it is because you are smart. I do add a tip that picking the landing page URL before segmenting your keywords can help. So for example, if a makeup brand is trying to sell their makeup products, they may want to go to their lipstick product page and say, okay, what keywords would people search and want to go to this page and go from there. I will add a caveat here. Consider your website size. If you're really trying to get people to buy, especially with those buy your product now keywords, You definitely want to make sure you're taking them straight to the Buy Now page, the product detail page with the Add to Cart or Buy Now button right there. The more pages you add for a user to navigate until they accomplish your goal, the less likely they are to do it. The percentages drop off significantly. I once had a client where we did an A/B landing page test. We tested, what if we send the ad to a Learn More page without a contact form? And what if we send the ad to the contact form page? There were no conversions on the ads that led to the Learn More page. People were ready to act and submit contact info right there. The ads that led to the Contact Us page resulted in 100% more conversions. So I highly recommend considering that and considering what would be best for your clients. For the broad terms, D6 Dice, I want to send them to the product page because I know that they will want to look at all the D6 Dice. For the D6 Dice, I want to send people to the D6 Dice product page. Now, if I'm targeting Gold D6 Dice, then I could send them to the Gold D6 Dice product page as well. So consider your business. Remember that the only wrong way to do Google Ads is to not set it up properly, aka one ad group, 100 plus keywords, and no organization whatsoever. The organization that you feel is best after thinking through this is best for you and your business. And last but not least, we have the campaign segmentation. Your ad groups will go within these campaigns. Consider the like ad groups. So I could make a campaign with D6 Dice. My ad groups could be blue D6 Dice, green D6 Dice, gold D6 Dice. But because of the fact that all of the dice color options are on one page, I've decided to lead my users of the ad group of D6 Dice to the D6 Dice product page, and then on that page they can decide what color they want. But with campaign segmentation, you can also consider splitting your campaigns by geographic location. I can say I want to serve these 3 ad groups, D6 Dice, RPG Dice, Gaming Accessories, to the Pacific Northwest, so Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. And then I can say, now I want to deliver this campaign to the East Coast, and I can target states on the East Coast. There are so many different ways you can do this, but definitely consider the organization that you feel is best for you. You always want to set up your campaign in a way that will help you understand what is and is not working for your brand. We would want to split up these campaigns geographically for Gravity Dice to better understand what geographies respond to which kind of ad messaging, and to be able to fine-tune how much money we're spending for each campaign. Note that metrics that come after your campaigns are launched include gender, age, marital status, parental status, and more. So don't worry about segmenting your campaigns according to those groups. This exciting data will all come later. All right, so now you understand the account organization with the reverse account organization process. I have a learning activity where you can use this template to organize your account. It has the same structure that we saw earlier with campaign 1, ad group 1, keyword 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it will include additional ad groups and campaigns. Duplicate them as needed, but go ahead and build out your account organization because we're going to use this information in lesson 2. As you set up your ad account properly, you will be so grateful that you're able to understand what is and is not working for your business. In addition to the account organization template, I also have a learning activity where you can practice what we learned today to better understand the keyword match types and account organization. I also have a learning quiz. I hope these tools help you test your knowledge and understand more about Google Ads. Remember that these are the basics and you are going to be an expert. So be sure to complete these learning activities by the next lesson. They will certainly help you understand the Google Ad account, practice it, and really learn it so that you can understand it better later. And ultimately, you want an organized Google Ad account so you can scale your sales. Thanks for joining me in this lesson. Have a great day.